Hello, welcome to the video. Today we are at Mount Ascutney State Park in Vermont. What a beautiful place. Small campground, but big day area. Most campgrounds will have some sort of day area, whether it be near the water or just a large field where you could go and play. This particular location has a mountain, which I think is kind of neat. I don't believe I've ever been to something like this before. It has like road that leads up to it and a bunch of cool stuff. So first we're going to talk about the campground. It's a smaller campground, 39 sites I believe is the number. They have a few lean-tos. So there are two different areas. There is the smaller area to the right when you drive in, and then to the left is a slightly larger area. To the right you're going to find tent-only sites and the Norcross trailhead. The trail will go around across the road and then to a lower part of the mountain where there's like a small loop and then a big loop. They have a few different kind of treed out areas for campsite. The road, and then you have a shorter road that kind of goes off, and then you have three different sites on that, and they did that a few times. One of the sections over to the left-hand side of the road, the first left-hand, has the water access as well as the bathrooms. And then it has two drive-up campsites and then one walk-in campsite. Those were kind of interesting because when I was walking by, I seen that site 6, 7, and 8. Site 6 I found to be kind of interesting because it basically sits above the road and it kind of oversees. I think site 6 probably has the coolest like views, but the road's right there. So this section right here is tough because it has the road that goes right by it. So you're gonna have different cars going by at all hours. I mean, site 11 and 12, like they're literally right next to the road. We have site 11, 12, 14, and 15 are all sites that are right next to the road. The coolest sites that are walk-in sites, so if you have a tent or a smaller setup, you know, that could be something cool, was 6 and 18. And both of those I thought were pretty neat walk-in sites. So if you're gonna do walk-in on this place, those are the only two sites you can do walk-in for. And they're both, I think, the best of all those sites that are on that section. It's sites 1 through 18. And then on the left side, if you are going to use either a trailer, you could also use a tent as well as some lean-to section. That is sites 19 through 39. And in addition, you have some lean-tos as well. And that area I thought was pretty nice. It was a teeny bit crowded, but not a ton. I think the campsites themselves were pretty good. I was at White Birch, the lean-to White Birch, and as you can see here, it's pretty good. I mean, it's not great. Like there was no real view to it, so you were in nature, which was nice, but I didn't really see a whole lot. And I picked that one because it's kind of back in the corner. And both Cherry and Cedar, which are right next to it, didn't really have a whole lot of views either. Like they were okay, but nothing crazy. As far as lean-to sites, the most kind of remote, if you will, were White Birch, Cherry, and Cedar. Sites 22 through 26 are probably the most remote that you're gonna get. They're away from the road enough where you're not really going to hear too much of the road. So it was kind of hot last night, so I ended up putting the screens up and on both of the middle windows, and I heard the road pretty much the entirety of the night. There's two roads that are actually right nearby. There's the main 44A, Vermont 44A, and then there's also 91, and I was hearing from both of those. So it was tough to say that it was a really nice campground just because of the fact that you're so close to the road. I understand that there's a lot of campgrounds that are like that, and there's not a whole lot you can do. I would have liked to have those sites kind of built higher up into the mountain. At this campground, there's no water features. They do have the day use area, but I haven't found any like water features nearby. So if you do, comment down below because I can't find them. Kind of in the name though, mountain, you know. So our full hookup sites, just a few of them that they offer. And then you have the accommodations. So there is access to water. As you can see here, pretty easy to open the spigot and get water. It's not a hose screw-on type. If you're a van lifer, you could use that connection hookup to make it into a hose. There's two different facilities for the campground. There's one in the section that's 1 through 18, and then there's a 19 to 39. They're both the same. They have a shower and 2 flush toilets. The shower is 50 cents for 5 minutes, which I thought was a very good deal. I'm very happy. I've been traveling to other places lately, and like the shower costs are just gotten outrageous. I think I spent like $3 for 5 minutes in one place, and then like $5 for 3 minutes at one place. It's wild. So I'm really excited to have, you know, Vermont's really been sticking to, you know, a pretty reasonable rate, 50 cents for 5 minutes. Most people can use that, especially when camping. Check-in was pretty seamless, a little small like cabin-like thing where you can check in. You'll pay for a day use if you do that, or check in. If you're a camper, you get access to day use for free. They have different little things that they sell here. They do sell ice and firewood, and they have some basic Vermont type things that have the Vermont 100-year thing on it. All right, so the day use area. Yeah, this is pretty neat. So the drive up is quite steep, so I would highly recommend if you are on the fence on your brakes, tires, whatever, anything that encompasses those things, I would definitely get them checked out before going up here. I have actually just decided on my own to stop a few times because I have been getting a little bit of a smell. I know I have good brakes. I check them pretty regularly, so I know that there's enough on there, but yeah, it's definitely wearing them down. Also, going up, you're going to use a little bit more fuel, so keep that in mind, especially if you have a larger vehicle. But overall, the drive was nice. They have these picnic areas it's one picnic table. They have a charcoal grill, and that's pretty much it. There's just kind of almost like a campsite kind of spaced out area here. I just drove up and then this is it. So 2 of them that are along the road. Lunch or whatever, this is a place to do it. I would honestly recommend doing that up a little bit further. So the next place is well, they call it a pavilion, but it's really just kind of like a brick building that's opened up. But basically, yeah, there's a pavilion that's up ahead. It has a bathroom and a pavilion there with a kind of a nice view. It was really difficult to get to. I don't know if it was me or if it was the way it's designed, but basically on the left-hand side is a fairly substantial size parking lot. Not huge, but you know, it's clear a little road at the parking lot, and then there's almost like a hidden walkway that's on the right side of the parking lot. I didn't even see that walkway at all until the very end when a young couple came down it, and I was like, oh, well, there's a walkway there. Okay, I should probably go up that. I don't know why it took me forever to figure that out. So just so you know, there is a shelter there. It's just on the other side of the road and through a path that is not very easily seen. And then if you walk up the road, that's how you get to the bathroom. The next spot is going to be a lookout area, but it's a scenic view area, which I really liked. I thought that was really nice. I stopped there for like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes or so. I would highly recommend it. There is a picnic table that's up on the center of the kind of loop thing that you could check out. I thought that was kind of cool, and you can get a nice view there. But I walked around, checked that out. I would recommend that. Just stopping, you know, taking in the sights. It's a pretty large road area. If you had multiple people that were stopping there, you could be able to do it. I went up to the actual top, what they call the summit, and I hung out there. That has some kind of okay views at the actual parking lot. They do have a porta potty there and a little information sign there. There are 2 trails that you can get to the summit. There's the slab trail and the slot trail. So what I would recommend, and what I did, was I went the slot trail up and the slab trail back. On the slot trail, it's a little bit more gradual, and it's basically like a switchback for that trail. And so I went down and back up, and it was pretty easy. And if you have any kids or something like that, or pets, whatever, I would recommend taking that. And then I took the slab trail back because it was something different and it was quicker, and I was going downhill, which is less bad than going uphill. And so I did that. The slab trail has steps that you could go down or up, either way, because there's huge rocks that are kind of a part of the trail that's kind of difficult to climb up and down. Those, they were nice, they were sturdy, I had no problems with them. I tried to get my dog to go down because we were coming back. I was trying to go get her on them. She didn't like the steps, so I had to pick her up and take her down one of the stairs. The other set of stairs she didn't have to go down because she was able to she just went down the rock on her own. And this summit is nice. It was kind of a little bit awkward. There was a bunch of cell towers that were there, so that kind of obstructed the view. It obstructed the view, but it was a large enough area where people were hanging out, and I would recommend it. If you do get to the summit, maybe even there's a couple of people that had brought lunch. You could do that. You could just hang out like I did for a little bit. And then once you get to the summit, there's other trails that you can go kind of back to get yourself back to the parking lot. And I ended up taking the slab trail back, but you could go the longer way where you can go on the other side of the mountain and come back up to the trail on the left side of the mountain, or you can even go deeper in and kind of do a loop around and come back. So there are quite a few different trails. There's something called Castle Rock. There's the Brownville Rock. So there's tons of different lookout points that are on the other side of the mountain that I just didn't get to. I would recommend, honestly, like spending a day up there. Oh no, don't rain. All right, it started raining, so I had to go to the inside. There is a paraglider launch that you could do. I personally have no plans of doing that, but there were 2 paragliders that were up on when I was at the summit. They were kind of hovering just over the summit, which I thought was kind of cool. And it seems as though they had launched from the mountain and then kind of fly around. So that seems kind of nice. The cabins are pretty cool. There are 5 cabins in total, and 3 are walk-in and 2 are like drive up. They're both for handicap, so I really like them. They're small. There is a bathroom that you have to go to, and they have it seems like you just have a bed inside, but there is a picnic table outside as well as a fire pit. Honestly, if I come back here, that's probably what I would do, is one of the walk-in cabins. I think they're pretty cool. They seem really nice, and I bet you they have some really cool views. I did not walk down them. There was nobody in the parking lot, but I didn't want to like walk down to a cabin and not be the person that is supposed to be there. So I was a little concerned about that. So I just decided to not do that. And just take a video of one of the drive up cabins, because there was no one there. Yeah, I mean, if I were to come back here, I would really want to do one of the cabins and then do an all day up at the summit, because you can definitely walk around. They were probably the most beautiful trails that I've been on in a while. They were just really what I felt like well groomed. I mean, it was pretty rocky there, but other than that, they were really nice. They were beautiful, well done, and well maintained. And you can really have a good time. And honestly, for the most part, pretty easy. If I were to go up the slab trail, I think that would be kind of difficult, but because I went down and across, kind of zigzagged, that made it a lot better for me. I think I got everything. All right, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want more of this content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and thank you for watching.